Hi guys, I just filmed like 30 minutes of stuff and I didn't have my camera on, so we're gonna do it again. But here's what we're playing with today. I will link everything down below in the description for you. We were sent the My Favorite Things Dienamics Impressive Dienamics, which are used for hot foiling. This is the Happy Birthday one, and we are playing with this in the Spellbinders Glimmer machine. So I'm going to show you. We have the machine set up here. The power is on. The platform is ready. So when you get this machine, you're going to plug it in. You're going to turn that power on first, and then you're going to press this button. That's going to power on. This will eventually turn green, and when you're ready, you're going to turn that on. So you can see the Impressive Dienamics is in there. Now, this is not a regular die. This will not cut your paper, but what it will do is it'll apply heat, and then we're going to run it through a die cutting machine, and it'll apply pressure to a special heat-activated foil. This is hot foil, which has adhesive built into it, and it's going to stick to your cardstock. So let me show you what I mean. And I was using white cardstock. I'm now using black coated cardstock, and I have a really piece of foil. We're going to put the pretty side down. We're going to put our cardstock down. I don't remember hitting the timer button, but apparently it is ready to go. So that's going to flash, and then when it's done, we'll run it through our machine. So here you can see, here's rainbow foil. And this was the rainbow foil from Go Press and Foil, and you need to use hot foil. So hot foil is going to come from Go Press and Foil, which is Couture Creations, or Spellbinders Glimmer Foil, or We Are Memory Keepers Foil Quill Foil, or the foil that I'm using today is from Blue Bonnet, which is a group on Facebook. So here you can see I've done the foiling on black cardstock, and there's a little over foiling here. I'll show you how to take care of that. Here it came out beautifully, but that's because we used our favorite Hamilco Super Glossy Smooth card, which always comes out beautifully. Now, the difference between these two is this is the first time I ran it through. This is the second time, and the machine wasn't quite ready. It wasn't quite hot enough. So you can see that these two spots are not foiled, but here it foiled beautifully. So you got to make sure you have the right temperature on the machine. Once that light is done blinking green, you're going to bring in your die cutting machine. Now I'm using the Spellbinders Platinum 6, but you can use your Big Kick, Big Shot, whatever you have. What you cannot use is your Gemini machine, okay? So this system is not for Gemini. That's a different system. We'll talk about that one another day. But you need to make sure that the foil you're using is, again, one of those foils I listed, either We Are Memory Keepers Foil Quill, Spellbinders Glimmer, or Couture Creations Go Press and Foil. I don't recommend the Gemini foil in this because the Gemini foil just heats up too quickly. Okay, now this was a pretty holographic red foil. I'm going to let that cool down. And that's pretty good. Now we have a little bit of overfoiling. Let me show you guys how to get rid of the overfoiling. While we're doing that, we're going to put another piece of foil. Again, pretty side down. You know what? I need to show you guys the hinge method. Let me do that. Hold on. Okay, so I have some mint tape, and mint tape is basically Post-it tape, okay? And I'm going to take my cardstock. Now, this is very hot, and there are special tongs you're supposed to be using, and I have misplaced mine. So do as I say, not as I do. Okay, you're going to put your foil, okay, pretty side up, because we want to press down into this foil onto this black cardstock, all right? Then we're going to take our die, and I'm just going to use regular tweezers so that I don't burn myself, because this machine gets way hotter than the Gemini machine on the low setting. So this is like hot, hot, hot. We're going to press this down where we want it, kind of move it around. Okay, and then I'm going to take this Post-it tape or mint tape, and I'm going to press that down onto the die and onto my paper. Now I'm going to take this whole little sandwich here and flip it back onto the machine so that it warms up. And I'm going to press the timer button and let that warm up. While that's warming up, I'll show you the other pieces I did, okay? So here is a piece of gold foil. This came out pretty good. It's got little, what do you call those? sequins in it. So this piece of paper is a much thicker cardstock. This is a 120-pound cardstock, and I had inked through a stencil these candles, and so the ink resisted it. Now don't fear if that happens. Just take another piece that you foiled, fussy cut it out, which is what I've done here, because the same thing happened on this piece. The candles resisted the foiling, and I just glued that on top. So I can fussy cut this and glue it on there. Now this one I had a mistake where the foil didn't go all the way through, and I did not use my hinge method here. So I took some Zig two-way glue, and I'm just going to fill in where it's underfoiled. And we're just going to set this aside to dry. So it'll go from a light blue color to completely clear. It does take a few minutes to do that, so we'll set that one aside. Our timer is now done blinking, so we can run the machine, run the platform through the machine here. And so what the machine does is it heats the foil, because this foil again has a specially activated adhesive built into the foil. So you cannot use deco foil, toner foil, mink foil, none of those will work. Okay, it has to be special hot foil. And then what this platinum machine does is it presses down onto that, and by applying pressure, the pressure pushes down on the foil and into the die, and then it will stick. Now I like to use ultra smooth cardstock. I think that the foil sticks to it better. You can check out the Hamilco paper, which is linked in my Amazon shop. And again, I will link everything that I've used down below for you guys. Okay, so now at this point, I'm going to carefully bring this over. And again, it is still taped together. And I can take a peek and see how this looks. And if it didn't foil well, in this case it foiled beautifully. If it didn't foil well, we could lay that back down and refoil it. So here we have a little bit of overfoiling from the bottom of the die. Just take a sand eraser and lightly buff that. Now because this is coated cardstock, you want to be careful that you don't rub that too hard. But honestly, I cut these a little bigger so I can cut them out with like a die. So that one actually came out not too bad. Okay, so that's the fuchsia foil. Here is the red foil. Here is the rainbow foil on black, the rainbow foil on white. Here is the rainbow foil again. What else do we have here? Okay, and then again we have the gold foil, the rainbow foil that I cut out, and that one I'm going to need to cut out. So we'll do a couple more passes here. Actually, I have one more sheet of paper, so we'll do one more pass here. And again, I'm going to bring my hot foil system in here. I'm going to leave that little piece of tape on there. And create my sandwich. So I have my coated black cardstock. This is a pretty lilac piece of foil. And my little hinged setup here. Press that down. Flip it over. Now it's flipped over. It's on my platform. Going to put my tops, and I used heat safe tape and taped my two plates together that come in the machine. So this is the thin shim and the clear shim. You can use acetone and get these excess pieces of foil off of there if they bother you. And then we're going to put that on top, and we're going to hit the timer button. So while that's flashing, and again, this is from the Not2Shabby shop. I will have a discount code linked below for you. This is called the My Favorite Things Dienamics Impressive Dienamics for use with hot foil. And I believe they have a thanks as well. I don't have that one, but this is the happy birthday one. And you can see with all of the happy birthdays that I've made, now all I need to do is just stamp on these. I can do a really quick spray and make confetti on here, go through a stencil on here, and the foil will resist that ink. And this paper, this Hamilco paper blends very nicely. So these, I can die cut them out, are ready to go. I can put them on the front of the card. I can put them on the inside of the card. I just think on black it really pops, but you can see it's very pretty on white card as well. You want to make sure you have the right foil, the right paper, and the right Dienamics. It cannot be a cutting die. The cutting die will cut through the paper, so keep that in mind. So this is now done blinking. We're going to bring our die cutting system in. Again, use the Spellbinders Platinum machine or use the Big Shot machine, but do not use your Gemini machine. Okay, we're going to take that platform off, and I'm going to roll it through twice. And you'll feel it catch, just like if you were cutting a die. Once, twice should be enough. Now, the longer you use the machine, I found the hotter it gets, the better my foiling gets. It just adheres better. Okay, and we're going to take a little peek-see here by pulling this up. Pull our foil up. And we have perfect foiling. Okay. And again, I'm not worried about that because I made this a little bigger so I can cut around it. So there we go. This is the My Favorite Things Dienamics Impressive Dienamics that you can use for hot foiling. Go check it out at the Not2Shabby shop. If you have any questions about anything that I've used, post them down below. I'm going to link everything in the description for you, including the names of the companies that I use to get my hot foil from and the cardstock that I use to get these beautiful samples. But overall, I'm pretty happy with these, and I can definitely use these in some upcoming birthday cards. Thanks for watching, guys, and keep on foiling. Bye-bye.